the sound. Ringo TV. Ringo TV. Ringo TV.
Welcome to another edition of Black Male Advice TV. I'm your host, Ringo. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and support the content.
What's going on, fam? We back in the building. Black Male Advice TV. We are in the building. Quick live stream. I want to talk about this particular issue here. Let's get right down to business. Fresh and Fit, Myron Gaines versus Kevin Samuels. And guess who's a coward? If you're now joining in the show, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. You know what I mean? We got LCN, we got Rollo in the building. Let's see who else we got here. I don't even know if I could pronounce this name. AGMO. Can't even see the name on the screen. Sigma, what's going on? Let me see what's going on here. Sigma said both of them are cowards. V-Dub Man in the building, what's going on? Quick live stream, quick live stream. I want to talk about this particular issue here. Now, number one, I don't agree with none of them. Right? I don't agree with none of those guys. Y'all already done know my stance on these guys. Y'all already done know how I feel about Kevin Samuels. You already done know that he's a fraud. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking mainly not of, let's say, his business in terms of how he run his business, in terms of the things he do to produce content. We're not talking about production. We're not talking about none of that. We're talking about as a man in terms of his character and the way he contradicts himself and the way he is not really leading the people to the promised land. He's more or less just using the dysfunction of women against them, and pretty much he turned it into a circus, into a minstrel show. And then we have Fresh and Fit that literally just exploit women for cash. We know that they have a whole bunch of situations in the public where they had a lot of controversy. Mostly all those guys just be simping on the low key. They tell you, brothers, you need to be alpha males, but really they're beta males. So we know that both of these guys have issues. So this is not about me trying to, I guess, promote one as, I guess, an example by which you should follow. That's not what this is about. What we're dealing with right now is an issue that I don't think nobody is talking about, or nobody haven't even talked about at this point. We're dealing with an issue of men that actually stand on their square. That's what we're dealing with right now. We're not dealing with the personal issues you may have against either of these particular men. What we're dealing with is who has been consistent in terms of when they say they're gonna do something, or they say they're about something, that they stuck with the program. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the character of the content creator. In other words, anytime Kevin Samuels get in front of a celebrity and it's a female, he always turn into a coward. Always. Do you understand? You never see him check a woman ever when she's a so-called celebrity or a content creator that has status. Instead, he tried to be friends to increase his bottom line. But when we look at Myron Gaines, even though I don't support none of them. We have to agree that Myron Gaines has really never backed down to any woman on his platform. Now, we know he do certain things to women because, it makes a show. We get it. What I'm dealing with here is Kevin Samuels was literally having a discussion with Nicki Minaj. And Nicki Minaj embodies the devil. She embodies everything that can possibly be bad with women. And she promoted and said out on the platform that black women should just go out there, get the bag, and forget about these men. Do what you gotta do. And then you as a woman, you can decide what man you want. Which goes totally against everything that Kevin Samuels been trying to talk about. And at no point did Kevin Samuels rebuttal and say, hold on now. Wait a minute. Now, I'm Kevin Samuels. Now, I got a platform and that what you're saying go totally against the things that I fight against. He did not do that. Instead, he turned into a coward. He did not set order. He did not stand firm. And his brand took a hit. Because a lot of brothers in the space is talking about this, and they're not happy about that. Now, again, I don't support Kevin Samuels and never will. You can take that clip and you can take it to the bank. Because as far as I'm concerned, he's not really leading the people anywhere. He's just doing business. When we look at Myron Gaines now, and we consider the fact that these guys been in a lot of controversy, had a lot of issues, beefs all over YouTube. They did a lot of dirt, especially to other content creators. Lost a lot of respect from a lot of content creators. At the same time, we're not focused on that. What we're focused on is consistency when it comes to standing your ground. I don't recall seeing Myron Gaines back down to any woman. I don't recall him becoming a coward, biting his tongue because he has a celebrity on his platform. I don't recall that. Could somebody show me the receipt? I don't recall seeing Myron turn into a coward when a female who is a celebrity is on his platform and he began to roll out the red carpet for them. I'd never seen him do that. He treat every woman that come on his platform just like any IG model, and he don't care. And if you really ask me my personal opinion about that, I think that that's good business. Why? Because it solidifies what he stands for when it comes to his program. In terms of his frank cancel moments, it makes it real. It makes it believable. But when you look at your so-called godfather, because that's what you call him, Kevin Samuels' rise to success during the pandemic, when everybody was home and couldn't go outside. And he had a particular theme to his broadcasts, and it made him look like a villain, a guy who is coming against the black woman to set order in the community. And all of the guys were raising their flags in celebration because they finally found their savior. And in the process of that, he made a name for himself in these YouTube streets, grew in wealth. But not in character. Do you follow me? Because when we look at Kevin Samuels, right? When he's talking to women on his platform, he goes in and he say all sorts of manner of things to these women. He don't let them speak. He speaks over them. He insults them. He roasts them. And guys were amused by this circus, this minstrel circus. And it appeared as if though Kevin Samuels is invincible, that no woman can stand in his presence without being roasted. And it got into the point where fans all over the globe began to sing the praises of Kevin Samuels as the savior of the community, who finally was sent by God to set order. And men would raise up their hands in worship and bow their knee in submission to their Godfather. And they believed in the power of this deity that they created called Kevin Samuels. A man who has been defiant. A man who would rebuke the women sharply, without fear. But something happened along the way. Anytime Kevin Samuels get in front of a celebrity female, he turned into a coward. Every single time. You never see him do what he do to the average woman, to a woman who have a certain level of clout. You don't see it. He literally allowed Nicki Minaj to say what she had to say in his face, which was a total disrespect. And it let down a lot of men. A lot of brothers was very disappointed. I don't really care because I don't support him. I already done told you guys that this guy's a fraud. Y'all all seeing it. Because that was his opportunity not only to literally increase his brand, increase the trust, to increase the effectiveness of his platform, to reach not only social media, but mainstream, as the guy who rebuked Nicki Minaj. Talk about building a platform. That would have sent his name through the roof, because every program would have talked about it. Every news report would have been about it. Every blog would have been talking about it. Everybody would have been talking about it. He failed. Not only did he fail you brothers, he failed the women that he claimed he's trying to better. Because if he would have stood his ground and rebuked and set order, and he didn't even have to do it in a disrespectful way. He didn't have to roast Nicki Minaj. He could have literally stood his ground and let people see that he is still Kevin Samuels when he's not on his platform, so that they can see the realness. But instead, what people got was disappointed. But when we look at Myron Gaines, yeah, he's very controversial, makes a lot of bad mistakes, say a lot of horrible things, and he loves to exploit women. At the same time, have you ever seen him cowered up when around celebrities? Let's keep it in proper context, fam. When have you seen him turn into a coward when a female is in front of him talking and they're saying something slick and he don't check it? When have you seen him allow females? Keep in mind, we're talking about females. The context by which we are judging is based upon the character of these men. Because everybody's a character. Everybody's an actor. So on the Fresh and Fit podcast, Myron Gaines is an actor. He have to fulfill a certain mode of his show. And the minute he backed down from that, it's no longer effective. What Kevin Samuels displayed when dealing with the Nicki Minaj situation was cowardice. And it's unacceptable. See, I already knew that he's a coward. I already done told you that he's a fraud. It just sometimes you have to see it for yourself. Because again, Nicki Minaj is responsible. Not only Nicki Minaj, but all of those so-called industry females. They're responsible for why our women are destroyed right now. And that's a fact. Do you understand me? These are the women who brought you all of the filthy music. You know, these are the women who brought you all the crazy songs that teach women you don't need a man. You could do bad all by yourself. Go get the bag. Forget these guys. Who cares? To help these women continually not submit to becoming wives. These are the women that teaches our women how to just go out there and be promiscuous. So when Kevin Samuels was talking to Nicki Minaj, that was his opportunity to show his power. Because number one, Kevin Samuels is technically his own boss. Nobody could tell him what to do. Now again, I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him at all. But at the same time, he has a fulfillment to accomplish. You have a vision, you have a mission. If you're doing what you do on your platform in terms of calling out these women, when they do things that's out of pocket, you check it. When you do that on your platform and you don't do that when Nicki Minaj is speaking and she literally got in front of the whole world and told women. First she told Kevin, this is not about you. And then went and began to tell the sisters, go get your own bag so that you could decide what man you want to choose. Now that literally is ass backwards. How could you tell women, go out there, get a bag, get your own thing, and then you decide what man you want to get with so that you can choose? Women, you do not choose to get with a guy to get into a relationship. Men are responsible for that. To get involved into a relationship, it's up to the man to make you his woman. The only thing you control, woman, is access to sex. But when it comes to you becoming a wife, it is up to a man to decide that. So if you think you can go out here and get a bag and figure, well, because you got money, now you got the ability to choose what man you want to get with. Number one, men are not going to get with you just because you got money. Men don't give a damn if you have money. Men don't care about that. That's not bringing nothing to this man. Just, oh, you got money. Whoopee-doo. Nobody cares about that. Men don't get turned on when they see a woman driving a nice car. Men don't get turned on because a woman got an education. Men don't get turned on because your bank account is lovely. He don't care. You don't care about none of that mess. You will never get a man just because you got the bag. The only thing you will get is a man who want to hit it from the back. That's all you're gonna get. Because a man is just not gonna commit like that. So the advice that Nicki Minaj gave was wrong. And Kevin Samuels never checked it. You understand? He never checked it. Once again, you look at Myron Gaines. When he had that issue with so-called Asian doll, did he let that situation slide? No, he didn't let it slide. You're on his platform. You're going to respect the man's platform. And he set order. And while him doing that, the women were in their feelings because they figure I'm a celebrity. You can't do that to me. I'm a celebrity. But no, he said, I don't care if you're a celebrity. I don't care if you got clout. I don't care if you're popular. I'm fresh and fit. I can do what I want to do. It's my show. It's my platform. And you gonna respect me. And he made that woman understand that if you go to his platform, you're going to follow rules. You understand? And everybody was up in their feelings, getting mad. And, the whole situation got twisted around. And, because of something along the lines of what they said regarding black women about they don't dabble in the dark or something like that. And everybody was focusing on that, which was bad in and of itself. Don't get me wrong. What they had to say regarding black women was wrong. But what people fail to focus on is the fact that the women were disrespecting while on the platform. Speaking while there's a conversation. You have to understand, when you got live microphones on and you're having little side conversations and we're having a podcast, all of that stuff is going out into the airwaves. So it's disrespectful to everybody. It just ruins the show. So by them setting order, everybody got in their feelings and they began to talk a lot of ish about what these guys are doing, as if though they can't do what they do on their platform. And even off the platform, it's the same way. See, when you have a brand, you have to follow what your brand stands for at all times. So Kevin Samuels failed not only in increasing his reach in mainstream, because by him cowering out to Nicki Minaj, you know what that did? It let me know, even though I already knew, that he's a fraud. And it let me know that he is desperately wanting to be a part of mainstream. He want to go to the parties. He want to mix mingle with those folks. And he's willing to sell his soul just to get there. And that's just something that a lot of guys have a weakness for. Now, you have some content creators that, they have a lot of controversy, like Fresh and Fit. And it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you don't see them selling their souls to try to impress mainstream. Again, what we're trying to do right here is judge character. We're not focused on all of the personal issues you may have against Fresh and Fit and the personal issues you may have against Kevin Samuels, because it is what it is. And I'm going to be having me a show soon where I'm going to talk about different content creators, not based off of my own personal issues that I may have with them, but more on a professional level to kind of help content creators to understand how to move in these streets and grow. At the same time, what we're focusing on is character. We're focusing on what men teach, what they're about, what they push. And Kevin Samuels did not set order when Nicki Minaj pretty much did what she had to do. Because now a lot of our women are poisoned, because now they got the word from their queen to go out there, get the bag, forget about these men and decide what you want to do. Now think about what that does to the community. You got women out here trying to get a bag. You same ladies talking about you want a man that can provide, but you out here trying to get a bag. Let that make sense. You out here trying to get a bag. You trying to get money. You trying to go out there and build something. Okay, if you doing all of that, then I guess you don't need no man. So if you out there trying to get the bag, what makes you think once you get that bag that this man is going to somehow get with you when you trying to be the man? See, Kevin Samuels didn't tell Nicki Minaj that because he's a coward. And he felt that when he's around female celebrities, the best thing he can do is submit and bow down and just let them have their way. No, you have a brand to uphold, and that was bad business. And he let down a lot of brothers in this space. And he got his defense force that's gonna always defend him till the end, because they're a part of that elite club. I understand that. That's all a part of business. But when you really ask the streets what they think about that Nicki Minaj, Kevin Samuels situation, they will all say and agree that Kevin Samuels fold under pressure. And he never set no order. He never rebutted. He never said, hey, Nicki, it is what it is. I understand what you're saying. At the same time, how is that going to help our community if these women are out here trying to get the bag? Because see, here's something you have to consider, ladies, is this. If you're out here trying to get the bag, right? Okay, you got your bag, you got your money, right? Now you want a man. What do you have? What is the need of this man now? If you got this bag, you got your own crib, you got your own car. Okay, you got everything you need. What is the purpose of having a man in your life now? You see what that does to you? It turns you into a man. It literally turns you into a man. Because now you got this money, you think that you can go out there and be a man. You're trying to do what men can do. And that is what Nicki Minaj programmed you into doing, which is sad. Most women that got a lot of money are lonely. They got no man. Women that got the highest education are lonely. They got no man. You understand? You got a lot of sisters out here driving around nice Mercedes Benz, going to nice cribs, but guess what? When they go to bed alone. Ain't got no man in them sheets. Why? Because she's too busy trying to get the bag. Why Kevin Samuels didn't tell Nicki Minaj that? Why? Because he was scared. He was a coward. But I can guarantee you that if Fresh and Fit had the opportunity to talk to those particular people, it would have been a whole different ball game. Even though them brothers are toxic, you still got to give them a level of respect for the fact that they're consistent in terms of how they react when dealing with women. Right is right, wrong is wrong. In this regard right here, Kevin Samuels failed in checking Nicki Minaj. As I said, and I repeat, Nicki Minaj embodies the devil. She embodies everything that is possibly wrong with the community. Do you understand me? Because women follow her. Women worship her. You have women that are in the clouds right now that don't like me saying that about their queen. You must understand that. There are women out there that would die for their queen. You understand? The beehive mentality. And this is what it is, because you're dealing with the succubus. You're dealing with a demonic spirit. So when Kevin Samuels was talking to her, he was talking directly to Satan. And at that moment, when she said what she said, he was supposed to deal with that issue because he was on a big stage right there. That was his opportunity. In other words, the day Kevin Samuels was born, his parents didn't understand why or where he's going in life, but somehow, years later, he ends up on YouTube doing what he do. Despite all the people who don't agree with him, despite all of the criticism, despite all the success, at that moment, Kevin Samuels had the opportunity to be a voice. And he failed. Because when I looked at that, I was embarrassed for him, and it made all of us brothers look bad. Where much is given, much is required. He was standing before the succubus. Listen, I make a lot of videos about the succubus spirit and the demonic spirits behind that, the Jezebel spirit and so forth. You got many other content creators who talk about these issues. Kevin Samuels was standing before the seat of the succubus and allowed her to spew her poison. And now all of those women that heard that are destroyed. So what does that do for you brothers who label him as your godfather? What do that do for you brothers? You think Fresh and Fit would have cowered down like that? You think if Nicki Minaj was on their platform and said some slick crap like that they would have just let it slide? You think if they were on a live, they would have let that go? No. Not when it comes to marketing. Not when it comes to these YouTube streets. You have to understand, fam, YouTube is a business. So when it comes to marketing, when it comes to social media, everything you do is an opportunity. And opportunities come fast, and if you don't take them, you lose. Again, Kevin Samuels had the opportunity to rebuke Nicki Minaj in a good way, at least to rebuttal her so that the message is balanced. So even though she said what she said, he was able to release words that combated what she had to say. That would have made the brothers say, wow, he stood before the dragon and swung his sword. But instead he laughed and he giggled and he smiled and he submitted to the creature and did nothing. It was as if though he was having brunch with one of the ladies. It was an embarrassment because all the blogs saw that video and everybody can agree unanimously that he dropped the ball. You understand? Now, the real question you have to ask is this: why did Kevin Samuels remain on best behavior while talking to the succubus? Because he's a part of the elite. And as an elite member, you can't go against the grain. Because while you call Kevin Samuels your godfather, Kevin Samuels look up to Nicki Minaj as his god. So for all you brothers that worship him, worship the ground that he walks on. How does it feel to have a godfather that is a coward? A man with no backbone. A man that when he stood before the demon, he couldn't speak. Let it have been me that was in a so-called live with Nicki Minaj. I would have rebuked her sharply. There would have been no recovering. And I wouldn't even care how anybody feel, because I got nothing to lose and everything to gain. But see, a man who is a boss, he stand on his square because nobody could take him off his throne. So the question you need to ask is, who is Kevin Samuels' boss? Who do he take orders from? Who is his master? Because when it came to that fight, Nicki Minaj won. Because she empowered all the women by letting them know, forget about these men. Get the bag, and then you decide what man you want to get with. Which is a joke, because the only men you women gonna get with is a Pookie and Ray Ray, a guy who just want to pump and dump you because he will never marry you. Women do not go out there and give men access to relationships. That don't work. The only thing you control is access to sex. And at this point in 2022, your sex ain't shit. Let's just keep it 1,000. Because that seems to be the only thing everybody always bringing. Sex. Enough of that. Where's the value? Where's the longevity? Where is it? You had sex with all these other men and you still single. Still got no man. Still got no husband. Talking about your education. Who cares? Who cares if you drive a Mercedes? Who cares if you have a designer purse? I don't care about your house that you have. I don't care what you bought. None of that means nothing unless you serving me. If you're not submitted, sit down. You see, it takes a real man to lead a woman. The problem is, a lot of these brothers out here are beta male simps. And they always taking a woman out to dinner. Why? Because they're trying to get some bucks. But the minute you brothers focus on your purpose and literally stand firm in your calling, you gain your power and your manhood back. Women only gravitate towards men that are in their masculine frame. Men that are on their purpose, not thirsty for no box. Sitting around all damn day complimenting women, wasting your time. Bruh, she already knows she look fine already. You complimenting her is not making a difference. You complimenting her is not gonna make her choose you. There's 1,000 other guys in her DMs doing the same exact thing, bro. You wasting your time. I already done told you brothers 1,000 times, stop chasing these women. A woman is supposed to chase you around. A woman is supposed to stand before you and literally humble herself. But you see, when you have women like Nicki Minaj telling women, go get the bag and do what I say, and then go out there and choose whatever man you want, that's not gonna work. Ladies in the clouds, how is that working out for you right now? Kevin Samuels claimed that he's trying to get you ladies to get a high value man so you can get a great outcome. But the truth is he really about that? Is he really about your outcome? Because if he was, he would have checked Nicki Minaj when she said that garbage on that show. Because that's not gonna help you get a good outcome. You going out there getting the bag is not proving anything to us brothers. In today's day, anybody could get a bag. It's easy to get a bag. In the social media age, it's easy to get a bag. Heck, most people don't even got 9-to-5s anymore. Because a 9-to-5 is a waste of time now. Now you go to come on social media and get a bag. It's easy to get a bag. Who cares if you got a bag? You still got no husband. So again, I say, if Myron Gaines was talking to Nicki Minaj and she was on his broadcast or was in some sort of IG live and she said what she said, and Myron know that the things he broadcasts on his platform goes against that, he would have gave her some pushback. You see, here on social media, pushback is good. Criticism is good. A lot of you brothers and sisters that are on social media, you don't realize a lot of the opportunities that you get. Criticism is a good thing. It's good for business. Whether people are speaking negatively of you or positive, it's all good for business. It's a part of the game. A lot of times people get in their feelings. They become emotional. And the reason why is because they know they're not real. When someone is not real, and someone criticizes them and share their thoughts, they get into their feelings because they know they're not authentic. Kevin Samuels is not authentic when it comes to his talking points and the things that he say on his platform. Because as a man think on his platform is how he should be in all walks of life. In other words, if you see Kevin Samuels in a restaurant, he should be Kevin Samuels at all times. If you see Myron Gaines in the street, he should be Myron Gaines at all times. This is the problem with social media. You hold certain people up on a pedestal, and when they're put before the public, they turn coward. Again, Kevin Samuels had the opportunity to go nationwide. I'm talking about, listen, I don't think y'all realize this. We're talking about Nicki Minaj. Very popular in that world. I don't support her. I don't really care about those artists. At the same time, if Kevin's goal is to accomplish something by creating the conversation, he had the opportunity to do it. And guess what? That conversation is never gonna happen now. And if he try to be defiant and strong when he encounter another female celebrity, nobody will believe it. Because he has a track record of being a coward every time he's in front of a female. Anytime you see Kevin Samuels talking to a woman that got a certain level of clout, a certain level of stardom, he turned into a coward. And he don't do the things that he do to sisters on his platform. When he's going in on a woman, talking about her dress size, talking about her weight, he did not do that to Nicki Minaj. Instead, he gave a woman that's wearing a cake of makeup, a weave, all sorts of filters on her face, he gave her a 9. And gave her extra points. Catering to the succubus. Simping for the succubus. That man is a coward. And this is why they don't like me, because I speak against their godfather. Kevin Samuels is a coward. And he failed you brothers. All of you brothers that gave him the green light. All of you brothers that sang his praises. He let you down. He's not no godfather. He's a coward. How dare you call a man like that a godfather? A man with no backbone, who's afraid of a woman. The things that Nicki Minaj said in front of Kevin Samuels' face was supposed to be checked ASAP. Again, he didn't have to disrespect her. That's not what we're talking about here. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. He didn't have to disrespect her. That's not what this is about. He's supposed to be a man that has a brand, that has a mission, and he failed to do that. And he let her go unchecked. And all the brothers can agree. Brothers know what took place wasn't right. And you got a lot of people all over this space kissing his butt. Why? Because they want to ride the Kevin Samuels train to success. A lot of these brothers in this space sold their soul. All they care about is the money. They have no integrity. They lost their way. They have no purpose. They don't care about nothing else but their pockets. Those are the brothers that you hold up high? Brothers that are not fighting for you? This is crazy, fam. A lot of these brothers, when they came into this space, these brothers had purpose. But once the money started coming in, these brothers lost their way. Let me tell you something, fam. When I started on YouTube in 2006, there was no AdSense. The real OGs of YouTube, we had no AdSense. We were making videos for the love of teaching, the love of making content. We weren't motivated by greed. We weren't chasing no clout. We had a mission. But all these other guys on YouTube, somehow they got into some money. All of a sudden, these guys think they OGs now. How you an OG? You weren't around in 2006. You weren't around in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. You were not around, so sit down. The real OGs paved the way. We've been through hell and hot waters. We had over 20 to 30 channels terminated. We set the groundwork, and you benefited. And rather than you taking that mantle and lead the brothers and guide the community, you got fat with your wealth and you turn your heart. And now look at you. You sold your soul to the devil. And you sold your brothers out for 2 pieces of silver. All of these guys in these spaces is cowards. They don't care about you brothers and sisters. All they care about is the pockets. The real OG's been making content on this YouTube streets for years. And we had no compensation. And even when we were terminated, we came back with a vengeance. These other guys that are set up by Satan never lost a channel. Why? Because they're appointed by the devil. How could they help you brothers? How could they? So again, I say, is Kevin Samuels working with the succubus? is Kevin Samuels working with mainstream? What is he doing? We're dealing with character here. Because when it comes to Kevin Samuels, he loved to talk about our women. He loved to insult them based on how they look. When it came to Nicki Minaj looks, he gave her a 9, fam. A woman that wear makeup even when she's in the shower. He gave her a 9, and he gave her extra points because he claimed that she has eyes that look like they're Asian. Really? He's your godfather, the coward, the one and only Kevin Samuels. This is why they hate me, fam. They hate me because I go against the grain. They hate me because I stand up against this demon that they worship. Again, if you're a man and you have a vision, a purpose, and you claim that you stand for something, but you fall for anything, you're a joke, and nobody's to take you serious. All of you brothers that think logically, if you pay attention and listen to this video without any emotion and really think about it, your so-called godfather let you down. He failed you. At that moment, he had the opportunity to say all the things that you would say. You have to think of Kevin Samuels at this point because he is one of the most popular in the space. We can't argue against that. At the same time, he had the ability to use his name, platform, to reach and speak against a system that has been poisoning our women for generations, and he said nothing. Where much is given, much is required. But see, this is what happened when brothers get into a certain level of money. They get comfortable. They're not hungry no more. They get comfortable and they're no longer hungry. That happens a lot. You see, during the pandemic, when Kevin Samuels rise to fame, he was hungry. He was hungry for success. He was very diligent. You understand? Very consistent in his business practices. All of that is respected amongst the groups, amongst the space. But he grew lazy in terms of character growth. And he never stuck to the mold of what he proclaimed he's about. And I notice a pattern that anytime there's a female celebrity and they do something crazy, he never have nothing to say to them. And I'm like, wait a minute. When you're on your broadcast, you give all of our women all this smoke. You check everything that comes across your phones, across your computer screens. But when celebrity females are before you, you're on your best behavior. Why is that? Why do celebrity females get a pass with Kevin Samuels? Shouldn't they get the same sort of rebukes? Shouldn't they be held to the same standard? What really is going on? So, again, Myron Gaines versus Kevin Samuels. And guess who's a coward? I want you to guess. And again, I don't support Fresh and Fit. I don't support no Myron Gaines or CEO or whatever these guys are called. I don't support their show. I don't like those guys because I know that they exploit women. But at the end of the day, that's their business. It is what it is. That's what they do. And I have a right to critique that at the end of the day. If that's what's working for them and they're able to gain success off of that, it is what it is. Is it right? No. But that's what they do. I don't respect what they do. Just like I don't respect what Kevin Samuels do, because Kevin Samuels is the guy that teach black men to go out there and pay for escorts. But yet he's teaching you ladies that he's trying to help you to find a high value man so you could be a wife. Let that make sense. That's double tongue. Every time he talks to you ladies, he's always telling you why you're not married. Where's your husband? Why you're in no man's land. Why you're in the danger zone, but he don't got no wife. Let that make sense. How could you try to teach women how they can get a wife of a so-called husband, and yet you don't have a wife of your own? How could you do that, sir? How could you teach any of these ladies how to get anything when you don't have no results yourself? Why are people listening to people that have a bunch of failure? Would any of you in the clouds take advice from a homeless man that's broke, busted, and disgusted, and this man is trying to teach you how to be financially successful? Would you take advice from a homeless man? Would you? You would not. It makes no sense to take advice from someone that got no results. How could they teach you anything? Why would I listen to a homeless man that's in a garbage can trying to find food teach me how to be a better steward over my money? That being said, how could you take advice from a man that got no wife, no long-term success, no children that he's actually taking care of, and yet he's trying to tell you what you need to do? Does that make sense? He's telling you sisters that you're in no man's land. He's telling you that you're average at best. He's telling you that you're in the danger zone. But what zone is he in? Where's his outcomes? Why he don't have a wife? You know why? He's not interested in having a wife. Now, that's like going to a so-called restaurant. You're buying food, but the owners of the restaurant don't even eat the same food. Most of you brothers and sisters, you can understand what I'm talking about. And I actually asked one time, because there was one time I was having this thought about this, and I said, you know what? Why is it that when you go to a Chinese restaurant, they're not eating none of the food that they serve the people? And I walked in there. I said, excuse me, why y'all not eating what y'all serving the people? The guy just couldn't even answer the question. And that's what's going on social media. You got a lot of people that are telling you what you need to do, but yet they don't even practice what they preach. They don't. They want you to consume the garbage that they tell you, but they're not even using any of the advice that they tell you. Let that make sense. So when we look at both Myron Gaines and we look at Kevin Samuels, both of them are pretty much exploiting women. Both of them. Because Myron Gaines is a bully that bully women. We know he don't do none of that towards a man, because it'll be a serious situation. Just like you saw that situation with the other brother that rolled up by the crib and this clown went and pulled out a gun. See, he wasn't talking all of that. He didn't pull out guns for the women. But he pulled out a gun when the brother came by the door and said, come outside. Now, if Myron Gaines was really about that life, he would have came out that door and shot the fair one. But he was scared. Because see, when it's a man, it's a different story. So Myron Gaines is a bully when it comes to how he treats women. We know that. Kevin Samuels is also a bully when it comes to women. He's also a bully. But what we have to focus on here is not really the bullying aspect of their characters, because both of them are characters. What we're dealing with is consistency. Kevin Samuels do things to women that he don't feel have any sort of clout, success, or whatever. He just let it rip. But when celebrity females come around, he turned into a coward. He's on his best behavior. He tried to have a decent conversation, and he let them say whatever they want to say without checking it. That's crazy. That's crazy, fam. That's all I wanted to talk about. I wanted to share that because I realize in this space, this is an interesting space. These YouTube streets is very interesting. There's cliques, you know what I'm saying? You got different organizations. different crews, and they only stick with themselves. And, you know, I understand how this works. I understand, you know, there's certain codes where people just roll with whoever they roll. And, you know, a person could be wrong and they still will defend them no matter what they do. And that's what we see happening here in these streets. So, that being said, that's all I want to say. That's all I wanted to say on this issue. There's a major problem here, and I need for you brothers to know that. Stop holding this man up as some sort of godfather. Because he's not. Not no godfather. Godfather? How? He's not an OG in the space. He just grew to fame. Fame don't make you a godfather. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Success don't mean anything, fam. It don't. Today you're here, tomorrow you're gone. Do you know that when you die, all the things you work for, you don't take none of it with you? All the clothes that you own, the nice cars, the nice house, all the jewelry, designer glasses, it all stays right here. You don't take nothing with you. A lot of people are working very hard for wealth, and they're gonna leave it all behind for someone else. Be content with what you have. Be blessed. Strive for greatness. But when you have a love for money more than the Most High, that's a problem. And that's where a lot of people fall into their ditch. Just the other day, you had a particular woman in New York. Had everything going for herself. She decides, you know what? I'm gonna go on top of this building and jump off and, you know, end it all. I thought success makes people happy. It don't. Because once you reach a certain level and you can't go no higher, it becomes very lonely at the top. Because when you're in that position, you know the women only want to get with you brothers because you got money. They're not getting with you because they really like you. And we all know that women don't want to get with Kevin Samuels because he's Kevin Samuels. They only want to get with him because he talks about high value and money. And if you lead with your wallet and you're one of these brothers that are tricking on these women, you're a sad disgrace of a man. Any of you brothers that are out here paying for box, you're a weak brother. Any of you brothers that are paying for an escort, you're a weak man. How you a high value man and you can't even pull a woman by your own methods as a man? This is crazy. This doesn't make any sense. If you're a high value man, women are supposed to gravitate towards you. If you're a man of intelligence, a man with morals and values, and a man of good character, women will respect you even if you don't have no money. So, the whole community is upside down because our women are chasing a bag. And because of this, a lot of our women will remain single for the rest of their lives. Because on one end, we got Kevin Samuels misleading women with a bunch of craziness and crazy information, making them believe they're gonna find a high value man, while not teaching them the fundamentals of what it takes to be a quality wife. And how could he teach you this if he is not a husband and have a wife? Do you understand? And then you have a woman, Nicki Minaj, who come from a toxic relationship, who have a so-called ex or whatever the case is, allegedly, that is extremely toxic. So how could she direct you ladies into finding a good man when all the men she ever had have always been toxic? Toxic! Toxic people! The blind leading the blind! And this is what's going on social media. People love following sick folk. You give a sick person a microphone, they'll talk a bunch of garbage. And a bunch of other sick people begin to follow them. The blind leading the blind, and they both fall in the ditch. That's what's going down in these streets. So when it comes to Myron Gaines versus Kevin Samuels, it's very evident that Myron Gaines wins in the office of being consistent when it comes to how he interact with women, when it comes to his talking points and what he stands for as a content creator. Again, I don't support Myron Gaines as a content creator. I don't support the Fresh and Fit podcast. I don't support them at all. And I definitely don't support Kevin Samuels. This live show is to critique the character and consistency of talking points and how these men carry themselves when around females. That being said, I'm gonna sign out and prepare for my next live show that I may be doing later on tonight. So if anything, look out for that, fam. I've been doing a lot of upgrading, a lot of stuff in the studio. So we're gonna be going live probably later on tonight or in the morning. That being said, fam, we're gonna sign out. You already done know. Shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody in the clouds that been viewing. Hope everybody enjoyed the stream. You know, it is what it is. And if I can, I might stay on for a few more minutes just to talk to the ladies for a minute to make them understand a couple of things, because we talked about Fresh and Fit. We talked about Kevin Samuels. You heard me, go in on a little bit about these issues, but at the same time, we got to talk to you ladies right now to make you understand a couple of things. Here on social media, right, you have a lot of voices. You have a lot of people that share content about different issues. YouTube is a business, so a lot of times content creators are doing what they do as a business. This is their job. This is their full-time career. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, they work, they do what they do. It's okay. It is what it is. The message is what's important. What is your outcomes as women? What exactly are you looking for as ladies? Are you trying to become a wife, or are you just trying to become a baby mama? Which one? We have to talk about this, because when you think about what's going on in today's day, the dating game, the dating market is totally destroyed. Dating in today's day is ruined. People do not hook up because they're trying to build a relationship. So your outcomes or potential of finding a man that is going to make you a wife is slim to none. That's just the way it is right now. And the reason being is because a lot of content creators are not really giving you the truth when it comes to the reality of the life that you're really in. The reality is that the majority of women today will be single for the rest of their lives. That's the reality. You can't run from that. It's inevitable, because society has trained you to do what a man would normally do. Men go out there to get the bag. Men go out there to educate themselves. Men go out there to strive for success. That's what we as men are supposed to do. So when a woman go out there to do the same thing, and you strive to get a bag, to get a car, all this material stuff, right? Once you get all of that, okay, what's next? How do you attract the opposite sex now to want to come to you and become one and build a family? How does that happen now? It's not gonna happen. And the reason why you're not gonna be successful, ladies, is because of this. Men don't care about your money. They don't care about your education. If I see a sister walking down the block and she's looking good, I'm concerned about how she's looking. I'm looking at her from head to toe. Am I stimulated by what I see? Do I feel any sort of sexual attraction when I look at this woman? Could this woman be the potential type of sister that can bear children for me and be a wife? A man don't care about your education. Why? Because he's a man. And I'm not talking about a guy that's a bum. I'm not talking about a guy that's not doing nothing for himself. I'm talking about a man. A man is gonna always do what he gotta do to take care of his family and his children. So if you want to go out there to get the bag, then there's no need for a man. You have to understand something, ladies. If you're out there trying to get a bag, if you're trying to get your education, what is the point of having a man? What is the point of having a man in your life if you're the one who is the breadwinner? If you're out there getting the bag, what is my purpose? So what we have today is role reversal, where the woman took on the role of the man and the man took on the role of the woman. That's what's happening now. Men are out here chasing women because they want to smash. Understand something, ladies. I'm gonna break this thing down to you very clear and concise. When a man tries to holler at you, when a man finds you attractive, it's because he wants to lay with you. That's normal. That's normal, sisters. If a guy find you attractive, if I look at a sister, let's say for example, I'm walking down the street, I see a sister, she coming down the block, she looking cute. Once I find her attractive and I give her that look, she know I want to take her to bed. That's normal. That's life. That's how it goes. You understand me? That's normal. Don't get me wrong, that's normal. A man is supposed to be attracted to a woman sexually. That's normal. Now, the problem that we have is that a lot of men haven't been taught how to be men and how to wife up a woman, how to be assertive to a woman. They haven't learned how to take care of a woman because their father wasn't there, because their mom was out there being loose. So they had no father in the home to teach them how to be a man. So men grow up over-sexualized. They've been taught, go out there, bang as many women as you can, and we'll just congratulate you. And this is where we get the pump and dump culture of men that just want to pump and dump women. And in the process of this, these brothers create single mothers. And then we got women out here that had no father in the home to guide them. So we have a lot of daughters that are unprotected in these streets. And they're being taken advantage of by these men. And because the content creators ain't giving no life in the community, the women out here are running astray, trying to chase a bag. And while they chasing a bag, their daughter is home alone, getting their back blown out. Your 16-year-old daughter is at home, getting her back blown out, while you are out there trying to chase the bag. And that's what's going on in these streets. Because the man is supposed to be out there getting that bag, you're supposed to be home raising the kids. And the whole community is upside down. Women no longer want to be wives. And men no longer want to be husbands. We have a generation of dysfunction. Single mothers, single fathers. That's where we at right now. We got more baby mamas than wives. You got all these brothers out here talking all this crap about women this, women that, but these same guys out here raw dogging these women. And then when these women get pregnant, you want to cry because she put you on child support. You deserve it because you're a devil. You're a whoremonger and you're wicked. You want to go out here, you want to go raw. Okay, bro, she got pregnant. Now it's time for you to pay the piper. See, it's all good as a man to go up in these women raw dog. But when she get pregnant, now what? Now you want to cry? Ain't no time to cry, bro. You knew the consequences. When will your godfather speak that? Never! You think he's gonna talk like that? No. But you gave him all your money. You ain't even get your money's worth. You see, the real content creators that speak truth are right before you. But we don't get no love. We get hate. Because when you speak the truth to people, they don't like you. A lot of these content creators, they sugarcoat the truth. You see, ladies, The truth of the matter is you outnumber men 20-1. 20-1. So your chances of a man wifing you up in today's day, you better pray, because it ain't happening. Not under this system. And this is why I teach on polygyny. This is why I teach that a man can have more than one wife, which is biblical knowledge. I could just hear some sisters that are in the clouds. I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that. But you same ladies was just cheering on AJ Johnson when she was talking about her so-called threesome, which was not a threesome by definition. She actually had a train ran on her. And women were cheering her on. They were cheering her on like, you go, girl, get yours. 58-year-old woman talking about her sexual escapades on her birthday. And women had no problem celebrating her. Think about that, fam. So it's okay for a woman to go out there, have a train ran on her. It's all good. But if we talk about a man having more than one wife, women get in their feelings and say, I'm not down with that. I'm not sharing no man. Ladies, you've been sharing men your whole life. The man you got right now got another woman somewhere else. What are you talking about? Ladies, you outnumber men 20-1, which means if there's 20 million women in the world and only 1 million men, and every man had his own wife, let's see if you ladies understand the math. You're gonna be single for the rest of your lives. See, the Most High has a sense of humor, and he's laughing because he know that the majority of ladies that are listening to me right now, you're single right now. Right now. And guess what? Let me talk to you. Let me give you your future. Let me talk to you what's going on right now. The so-called sneaky link that you got right now, he's not your husband. The guy that you creeping with on the low, he's not your husband. The two brothers that you let hit it from the back, they're not your husband. Now think about what's happening here. Think about what's happening, ladies. You got more than one man. Think about that. You got more than one man right now. So you're technically practicing polyamory, which means that you got more than one man. But if I talk about a man having more than one wife, you in your feelings? And you wondering why you're single? You're wondering why. The day you get pregnant, which man are you going to blame it on? Am I talking about you? Who am I talking to out there in the clouds? Who am I talking to? Because I'm preaching right now. Who am I talking to? You see? See, we got to have this little family talk because neither Myron Gaines or Kevin Samuels, they're not going to talk like this. You see, I'm an actual family man. I have the fruits. You understand? I'm not somebody just talking. I actually have the results. That's the difference. You're not talking to a homeless guy that don't got nothing going for himself. You're talking to a guy that got the results. See? Our women have been trained to be waiting for Jesus to bring them a husband. And I'm here to tell you, you're wasting your time. You can pray to the Lord all you want. You can sit around and play all these games all you want. Until you humble yourself as a woman, come back to the Most High Yah, repent of your sins, it's gonna never work out for you. And to all you wicked brothers, that all you wanna do is slide up between them legs of these sisters and pump and dump, woe be unto you. Because you brothers are responsible too. Don't think for a minute that these women are just the problem. You brothers that are doing all this wickedness, selling these women dreams, selling them a bunch of lies, running game, not being committed, leaving them with babies, pumping and dumping. Don't you brothers understand that when you put your rod between a woman's leg all up inside her vagina, do you understand that when you do that, a soul tie is created? Do you understand that a woman will be hypnotized and connect to you because of that? Do you understand the magic that happens when you lay up with a woman? A lot of you brothers are planting your spirit in these sisters. And the reason why these sisters have a lot of postpartum depression, the reason why they got a lot of mental issues, the reason why they gotta go to a therapist is because of a man. You understand? Mental issues, menstruation, menopause, all have men in it. Men! Think about that, fam. All of that have men. Because it all involves a man. That's why they go through these issues. Just look at sisters today. A lot of mental problems. It's because of a man. It's because of a man. Trust and believe. All the men they dealt with messed up their mind. Ladies, let me talk to you. Because your doctor not gonna tell you this. Your mom not gonna tell you this. Not even your pastor gonna tell you this. Let me break it down for you, because I've been teaching on this for years. Since I got your attention, might as well I just talk about it, right? When you lay up with a man, and he placed his rod inside of you, he goes in, and what happens next is his spirit is released. You go through a metamorphosis. You begin to change. Your body begins to change. Your mind begins to change. Your attitudes, because his spirit is inside of you. It's not just sex, ladies. It's spiritual. You are becoming one with every man you lay with. His energy is inside of you. It's not just a moment of pleasure. You took in his spirit. And when this happens, your ability to pair bond with another man fails. And what end up happening is, every time you lay with a man, your value goes down. You become vulnerable to a certain type of man, to the point where your last boyfriend was just like your ex. And then the last boyfriend after him was like your ex. And it seemed like you keep attracting the same kind of spirit. That's because the seed of these men caused you to have a certain preference of a man. And this is why modern women always seem to attract the wrong kind of man. This is why. You always get with a man that's no good, and you try to make him into a science project that you can make into a good man, and it never happens. So you have over 20 soul ties. Just look at the other day of the videos that I made with a woman who said that she have over 100 bodies. 100 bodies, fam. Ladies, that's not good. That's not cool. But see, we live in a time right now where they told you that you got rights, right? You can go out there, be as promiscuous as you want. You can lay up with whoever you want. Ladies, let me make something clear to you. Remember, you're the one that gets pregnant. You're the one that gets pregnant. You're the one that gotta bear the pain. You're the one that gotta go through all the trauma. Remember that. You're gonna be the one that goes through all those contractions. Not that man. You're gonna be in that hospital bed in pain. Even the scripture says that in childbearing, your desire is gonna be for your husband. You see? So as a woman, you gotta be very mindful of what you do with your body. But see, a lot of you ladies, you're not gonna listen to me anyway, because you're out right now with your sneaky link right now. And you don't have a problem allowing this man to raw dog you. But don't cry when he leave you. Don't cry when he don't want nothing to do with that baby. Don't cry, because you made the choice to get with a man that you know ain't going nowhere. Because we all know that modern women love guys that have no jobs. We know that you love guys that are sitting around, you know what I'm saying, in the hood, drinking Henny and smoking weed. You love those kind of guys. You know that, brothers. Women love men that are emotionally unavailable. They love guys that really don't care about them. And the minute you try to holler at a sister and you try to show yourself to be a man that care about her, she's not going to be interested in you no more. That's just the nature of the beast. That's just the way it is, brothers. Women are backwards. See, these other content creators, they get all of their talking points from me. They're watching me right now. They're tuning in right now. They're gonna tell you this because they don't care. There's a bunch of whoremonger males all over YouTube. They don't care about morals and values. What the hell they care about that for? And you wondering why the community is crazy? You got brothers that'll tell brothers to go out there and pump and dump women. And yet these same brothers don't realize that if you have a daughter, would you want us brothers to pump and dump your daughter? Think about that, fam. Would you want us to pump and dump your daughter? Would it be cool? Would you be cool with us pumping and dumping your daughter? Or would you be ready to fight? You see? What you're willing to do to another woman, bro, always be mindful of the seeds you plant, because it's gonna come back to your daughter one day. Trust and believe that, fam. And shout out to Rollo for the Cash App, and shout out to Sherelle for the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all we're gonna say for tonight. You know what I mean? It was a quick stream. Well, it's not really quick, I guess. We only been on for 1 hour and 21 minutes. I ain't expect to be on that long. But we're gonna have another show, so look out for that. We're gonna try to go on later on tonight. Hopefully I come on. You know how I am. I'd say one thing and the next minute I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Yo, setting up the studio ain't no joke, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now, man. A lot of times y'all see me do my live shows, it's me running the whole show by myself. I don't got nobody helping me, fam. I'm the only one that do all this work, fam. So we're gonna try to come on later on tonight, man. So as soon as I get off this show, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting ready, man. Anyway, y'all, hope everybody liked the show. Black Male Advice TV, you already done know what it is, fam. The only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw. Black Male Advice TV. Putting in work since 2006 till now. Quality content, raw, uncut truth. We don't sugarcoat nothing over here. We give you the truth the way you need to hear it. We don't care about nobody's feelings. We're gonna do what we gotta do to make sure that you understand. If you like the content, make sure you click that like button, subscribe to the channel today. Click the notification bell for more content. And we're gonna catch you in the next stream. We will be live on camera for the next stream, so you don't wanna miss that one. It's gonna be an awesome show. You already done know I provide the best content. Anyway, shout out to everybody in the chat, all the mods, all the members, all the folks in the cloud supporting the platform. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody coming through. Shout out to all the content creators that watch the channel in secret, but never show no love. So this is Black Male Advice TV, Ringo TV Raw, bringing you another powerful classic live stream. I'll catch you all on the next video. I'm out, fam. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100%
raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.